Hey everybody, this is PJ Riley from Lancaster Archery. Got a new bow video for you for 2022. We wanted to tell you about the Pse Evo Xf series. This is going to be their aluminum flagship hunting series for 2022. And as you can see, there are two versions. We've got the XF30 and the XF33. That relates to their axle to axle length. You can see the different lengths there. And before we talk about these bows, just general overview. I mean, the cams are new this year, but they're based off that super popular Evolve cam, which was just nice to draw, super efficient. They maintained that with these cams on these bows, but they just tweaked them a little bit, get a little more performance out of them. But these bows still are nice to draw. They got that 90% let off if you want it, so you can hold them all day. No vibration at the shot. Everything we love about PSE bows, you're gonna find them in these XF series. All right, so let's talk about these two bows. As I mentioned, there are multiple cams. There's actually 3 cams for these bows. What we have here is I've got the E2 on the 30 and the S2 on the 33. The performance of the E2 and the S2 is very similar. They're not different cams to get different performance out of them. They have different cams to get different draw lengths. So with these two cams, there's gonna be an option for you anywhere from 25 inches to 32.5. That is a huge draw length range. And for those of you who are short draw archers, there's an option for you. Long draw 32.5, there's an option for you. So we don't normally see that. Usually we see a special short draw bow or a special long draw bow. PSE solved that problem with the XF just by changing the cams. And then the third cam they have is called the EC. So that one is going to be more of your comfort setting. It still has the draw length adjustments in there, but it doesn't quite have the speed that these two cams do. Now, what PSE did, you know, they've had the Evo series for a couple of years now. This is the XF. Last year we had the Evo. As I mentioned, they just tweaked something. You're going to notice that the cams are a little different shaped. So these bows, the specs for these bows are faster than the Evos. Also, what PSE did is they kind of widened the cam tracks on this bow. That kind of spreads out that cam profile over the axle just to make the load a little more spread out, even. It's going to be more consistent, more stable. They did use bigger bearings in these cams, a lot of things to make these bows just beefier. Also new this year is a new limb pocket. This is called the limb vise pocket. And so you're going to have these two posts right here pressing in on the outside of the limbs, and then you've got your limb bolt up front, and basically this is your vise. No matter where you have that limb bolt, that vise is going to hold those limbs perfectly straight for you. So no worries there. You know, sometimes when you back out the limb bolts, things shift a little bit. That's not going to happen with the limb vise pocket. So something else that PSE kept with these bows, we have the precision bus system. This is for your cable right here. And this cam is unique with that precision bus system. The cables kind of go up and wrap around the cams before they actually attach to the cams. So this kind of acts like the old split yoke system where you can do some yoke tuning. You can do that with that split bus because this is not a separate harness. The cable's ends actually come down, cross over one another, and then are formed into this single cable. So this is all one piece that splits out into two, just like the old split yokes. You still have that tuning system with the precision bus system. Coming down, something new PSE did here is they have the new guard lock system. So this is your cable arm. You're going to notice you've got 2 screws holding that in, so you don't have to worry about this thing pivoting. It cannot. And it is adjustable left or right to change that load on the cables, either for fletching clearance or to, you know, help you with some tuning issues. That is adjustable. You can move that arm left or right. Now you're going to notice on these two bows, I do have two different grip options. So on the 30 here, I do have the stock grip that comes with it. It's a nice rubberized grip. It's kind of cool today, so I can definitely feel the difference. This rubber grip is very warm. On the 33 over here, I've taken the grip off, and now this is definitely colder. However, on the 33, when you take that grip off, it's much narrower. So if you like a narrow grip, you can just take that off, and the riser underneath, you can see it is intended to serve as a grip. It's not like it's an unfinished portion of the riser. It's designed for you to be able to shoot without it. If you like a thin grip, nice rounded edges there for indexing your hand, you can take the grip off and go with that way. Or if you would prefer to have that rubbery feel and it's warm when it's cold out, you can keep the grip on. All right, stabilizer mounting options. We've got 3 of them here. So up front, you're gonna have, of course, your standard stabilizer position here right under the grip for the front rod. You've got another one down here, even lower. And if you notice, this one juts out farther. So what's that gonna do for you? It's gonna do 2 things. First, if you wanna get that weight even lower, and with it being out front like that, you can use a shorter stabilizer. This is a 12-inch rod. I could probably run a 10-inch rod from this one and get the same effects. So that's always nice as well. And then if you want to run a side rod off the back, you've got a mounting option back here that will serve that as well. So keeping with a tradition that we're seeing now in bows, we're seeing more and more have it. We do have the integrate dovetail mounting position on the back of the riser. So if you want to use one of those rests that have that dovetail connection, you can do that. Or we've got 2 burger holes in the side in the standard position if you've got a normal rest, and you have the length in there in your mounting position. If you've got the length for it, you can put 2 bolts in there so you know that thing can't move. So again, options. You can mount a standard rest on there, or you can get the dovetail off the back. Okay, shooting these bows. So for me, let's talk about the similarities first of all. Again, between the E2 and the S2. I didn't notice much difference. I was able to get both of them set at my draw length, 29.5. I didn't really notice a performance difference. I didn't really notice any difference in the draw cycle. This is, however, with these 2 cams, this is a new draw cycle for the Evo line. You will notice a difference from last year's bows to this year's bows. They just kind of shifted where the power comes in. So with these bows, you're going to notice an exertion at the front end and then a second exertion right at the back end before the cam rolls over. Of course, that's probably how they were able to get that extra speed out of these bows compared to last year's. They're still real smooth to draw, but there you will notice that sort of second effort that's required to get the cams to roll over. But, you know, PSE really sticks to that 90% let-off option. They like offering that to those bow hunters. And what I can say about it, I mean, these have that option, and that is nice. When you get that back to full draw, it just feels like you can sit there all day. And it actually feels like you have to kind of push to get the string to go forward. It's so comfortable, that 90% let off. They did integrate a little bit of a different cable stop this year in that cam. They made it a little bit wider so that when it comes back and contacts that cable, there's a little more surface area. The end result of that is it just feels like a more solid back wall, even though you're only stopping on a cable. You're not stopping on a limb, but with the wider draw stop, it does feel like a super solid back wall. Speed. Shooting these bows, you definitely know that these things are zipping out of these bows. You can just feel that speed at the shot. And again, with the new riser design, PSE, I mean, the aluminum bows these days, they've gotten to where they've been able to kill that vibration. No different here with the XF. You don't feel any of that vibration in your hand. Comfortable to shoot, aim well. just nice shooting bows. That's something PSE, I think, has really improved in the last several years, is they are cranking out bows that are nice to shoot, high performing, and are going to give you that accuracy that you want. Both of these I set up. All I did was set my vertical knock to be level through the burger holes. 13/16, both of these rests are. I set my center shot, both of them first shot bullet holes. So super easy to work with. That's what I like, seeing a bow come out of the box. All right, so that is the new Evo Xf from PSE, the 30-inch and the 33-inch. Great new aluminum hunting bows that PSE has offered for 2022. You can't go wrong with either of them. Obviously, there's personal preference, whether you like a short bow or a longer bow, you're gonna pick. Performance is equal on both of them. And no matter how you like to shoot or what your draw length is, there is an option for you in this series. If you like this video, give us a thumbs up. If you want to see more videos like it, subscribe to our YouTube channel. Don't forget to click that bell to get notifications whenever we put out new videos. As always, if you have any questions, you can visit us at LancasterArchery.com.